Okay, hi everybody. I see. Okay, for now we are 6, but yesterday we were 15, so probably some of you is still connecting. Hi. So I guess the microphone makes you happy today, right? So you can hear better. Yes or not? Yeah. Okay, very good. So we can start today. First of all, I want to remind you about the book that you can use to follow this lecture. I also uploaded one paper very interesting on introduction to biometrics, so you may want to read that. All the parts related to the architecture and the error rate is explained very well in the paper that I uploaded as material. And also, the book is, the authors are Jane Ross and Nanda Kumar. The title is Introduction to Biometrics, and specifically we are discussing chapter 2, section by section, and you can find the chapter 2 as well as material available. Today we are going to discuss. This is the 4th lecture on fingerprint recognition, and this will be more practical. So we are gonna to build our images, right? So it's a kind of inverse process. So we have the image required. I can also open the cam. So we had the image acquired through the sensor, right? And then we extracted level 1 pictures, so global pictures, and the minus points. So we also now are able to match them and produce the match score. So we know all the details, right? Now we are doing an inverse process. So we generate synthetic fingerprint images. We are going to analyze a tool which is available from the University of Bologna. So these are all the details about the tool. It's the demo version of Stinger, Synthetic Fingerprint Generator, is available on the website of the University of Bologna, Italy. So they have like a biometric system now. The director is Mattoni. So this is a software that is able to synthetically generate large databases of fingerprints. Right? Why do we need to generate artificial fingerprints? So in the research, so when we want to do experiments and study fingerprints, of course, the data collection from real subjects can be expensive, it takes time. So we had, for example, access to FBI data of 500 subjects. So, and we were lucky because we got released the database from W. But there, they spend like 6 months to collect data, like fingerprint, from 500 users. If we want to do experiments and study patterns in fingerprint images, then of course we need at least 500 subjects. So in these cases where we need a large databases of fingerprints with ground truth data like minutia, location, local orientation, and then all the information that we analyze, then we can use a software to synthetically generate them. How does it work? The main principle is that it works randomly. So randomly, minutia generated and the configuration of the fingerprint is randomly generated one we provide some of the input that we can see to the tool, right? And they are realistic, so fingerprint image. So to summarize, Stinger is a tool to artificially generate realistic fingerprint images. So we are going to see that we can also simulate the environmental conditions of the acquisition, right? Still, okay, the sound now is better, right? I can see the signal. Yes, so I can, okay, so I have two microphones. One is integrated, one is, okay. So I can summarize, and then, so the Stinger is a software to artificially generate fingerprint images. There are cases where we want to use large databases of images, fingerprint images, to study the pattern of the fingerprint, to study specific trends. So if we need to use large databases, of course, it can take the actual data collection from subject may take months and it may be expensive, so we can randomly generate them. We provide generally feature information, so the orientation, some details we will see, and then the configuration will be randomly generated. So as I already told you, this is a software provided by the University of Bologna in Italy. The name is Stinger, so synthetic fingerprint generation, right? Synthetic fingerprint generation. That's why the name Stinger. So we are gonna see today, first of all, how the generation of fingerprint can be done using Stinger and synthetically, and also this will be a kind of reverse process, as I told before. So if we started to analyze images from the output of the sensor, and now we are gonna do kind of inverse process. So we don't have the image, and then we extract features. What we have now, we provide features, some characteristics that we want in the fingerprint, and then the image will be generated based on that, randomly. We are going to also see today some method to process fingerprint images using MATLAB. So I will define first the concept of the method that we are using and the corresponding implementation in MATLAB. So it will be more a classical lecture. And also I can anticipate that next week we also have two additional lectures. So we are going to cover more aspects like how to enhance a fingerprint image. That will also be very interesting, right? Okay. Now, why generating synthetic fingerprint? We want to test, let's say, the fingerprint recognition algorithm, then we need large database of fingerprints, right? For example, we discussed the evaluation of the fingerprint recognition. So we want to provide, the requirement of the application is 0.01% false acceptance rate. And then what does it mean? That we are going to accept one impostor in 10,000, right? And this is how we can evaluate realistically and scientifically a fingerprint recognition algorithm. It can be segmentation, it can be the estimation of, for example, gender from fingerprint or other algorithms. But we need data. Is a very large number of images so that we don't are specialized in a specific subset of individuals, right? So we are more general when we claim some results. As I anticipated, the collection of large databases is expensive. So in terms of money and time, so we had like a database from FBI. So I repeat this one because the microphone probably wasn't clear before. And then for 500 users, like subjects, then they spend 6 months to collect only 500, which is a number that we can use for experiment and to make claim. But 6 months and then also money from like funding agencies for collecting data. So this is a hard work, expensive. So it may be convenient to synthetically generate them. Also, another problem that we're going to discuss in this course in more detail in 2 weeks, so it's the privacy issues, right? Of course, the collection and storage of the fingerprint images is problematic because it always raises concerns about privacy. So subjects are, of course, they worry about the usage of their data, their personal data, which beside the main purpose for which the collection has been made. For example, if my fingerprint data is required for a study and the collector doesn't protect my data, so and they get shared, somebody else can use for a different purpose, which is not the one of the collection, and then of course my identity is in danger because I cannot change my fingerprint, so it's not a password that I can just reset. The fingerprint is for a lifetime, so it's very important to protect privacy of biometric data. We are going to see there are little to do that, so these concerns are less justified now that we are improving privacy protection schemes. Right? So the main goal is to avoid collection of large databases of real fingerprints. I see that now more students are getting connected, and I hope you can use the platform very well. So we are 12. Welcome to the one that they just joined. And now we're going to see more details about the generator of fingerprints. So you can download, this is the details of the page, web page, where you can download the tool in case you are interested to create your fingerprint. And then you will have different options. So you can create database, you can just generate one fingerprint, then you will be able to save them, you will be able to copy, and so on. This is the interface that you can find. Now, again, when this is an example of artificial fingerprint, right? It really look like the realistic one. So in this process, this won't be our input, but this will be the output, final output of the generation process. So instead of starting from the image, we can do a reverse process, and our input will be the singularity point, exactly what we pointer index. We also had an additional lecture yesterday. So now I can ask you, which one are the singularities that we are talking about here, right? Which is the starting point for Caesar. So I expect you know this one, right? So the singularity. When I talk about singularities, which level of features am I talking about? So this is a question for you. I believe now the microphone is clear. So anyone? Lisa, okay. So the question is, so the input of the tool are the singularity, right? Yes, I'm repeating. The singularity is the point where we start, from where we start the generation of the images, right? The ones synthetically generated. Now the question is, which one are the singularities? So what I'm talking about here, where the pointer is. Singularity point. So which kind of information is? Level of features, are they quarter or not, or final? Level 1 or level 2? Level 2, no. Singularity point. Yeah, level 1, very good. So level 1, which means quarter features, and then we also gave examples of singularity point, and we computed. We repeated an exercise just yesterday. So which one are the singularity points that we talked about, that we introduced, and they allow for a global classification of fingerprint images. So I can give you a hint. So they refer to orientation, right? So based on the orientation maps, they are detected, and they are points where the orientation changes like abruptly. For example, in this local area that I'm indicated, or here, right? So we have this changes, abrupt changes of the orientation. Now, for this specific case, what do I have? Which kind of singularity point I'm having here, where the pointer is, and which one I have in this local area. So this is the discussion that we did yesterday and last week. I want to see. Yes, very good. So we have a loop in this area, and then what else? A second singularity point, a delta here. Very good. So we are on the same page. I see that many of you answered correctly on that. And then this is what we expect to provide as input to the tool. Singularity point, reverse process, right? And then orientation of the image, fingerprint shape. So which one is the shape? So we will see that we are going to provide details about the mask of the fingerprint. So the area of the background of the image. And then frequency image. The frequency image is related to the frequency of the ridges. Then we define the ridge pattern. And then we will have the fingerprint image. So it's exactly the reverse process of the analysis that we do. So the analysis, so we start from the fingerprint image output of the sensor, right? Then we analyze the ridge pattern through the orientation, frequency, and the shape. And then at the global level, we can detect singularity points from the orientation. Here it's different, so because we start from singularities and the output of the image. Any questions so far? So any doubt about why we are doing this? You can ask all the questions that you want, right? This is the scheme. We can see that again. So we have each orientation and frequency estimation, so the orientation map, from which we can extract singularity points, as we discussed before, that time in this example. And then we have ridge extraction on the cluster level, so we locate the fingerprint, not only the orientation but the location of the fingerprint, and then we can extract the minutia to characterize the fingerprint, and then the identity of the people. This is our representation. Now we can just repeat very quickly the anatomy of the fingerprint, level 1 and level 2 feature. So we define the fingerprint pattern, and then the fingerprint pattern, the area, so the pattern that is of interest for us in this analysis, and which is a set of ridges, so line, which mainly flow parallel, and they alternate. So we have lines, which are the ridges, and valleys, the white path, right? This is the pattern, this alternation between ridges and valleys. And then we have the analysis of singularities. So sometimes these ridge lines can change orientation of the tree. So we have an example of the Hurley here, where the ridge enters in the local area, the orientation of the fingerprint, actually the ridge, which enters the local area, is the same, and it actually forms a circle, as we can see for the loop. Or the loop, the orientation is the same, or the delta. So we have three main system of ridges that merge, so different orientation. We also define the minutia points as bifurcation or ridge ending. So these are level 1 singularities points, and then level 2 minutia points. So orientation versus location in the orientation, more detail, right? So when we go from level 1 to level 2, level 3 feature, then we are proceeding from a cluster level of information to a more detailed one. How does Stinger work? We have very interesting map here. Right? So we have that we start from the top. So we provide shape parameters. Which one is the shape of the fingerprint and of the ground and the image. And then we have the class and singularity. So the class of the fingerprint is a global information, which is a kind of categorization of fingerprint based on the kind of singularity point detected. For example, loop, and then all the fingerprints with the loop are in a category, or the whole, all the fingerprint with the whole are in another category. And then this for sure define the model of the directional. We also have a density map model, then the frequency that we want for the region in the image. With these three information, so shape, orientation, and frequency, we will have a definition of the region pattern that we want, and it will be generated. So we can also, we will have a master fingerprint, which is the ideal fingerprint produced based on the model that we want. still idea. Then we can add specific characteristics, which are the factors acting during the acquisition of the fingerprint. So we are simulating realistic operational environment. And then we can add the effect of collision, erosion, the translation, the noise, right? The skin deformation, so the contact region, and then the positioning of the finger on the sensor. These are all the details and factors that act and impact the quality of the fingerprint image during the acquisition. So this is everything is taken into account in this tool, so that we will have a realistic image, realistic image. There is a question. So master fingerprint means user. So master fingerprint means, so which is the difference between the top part of the diagram and the bottom in green. Right? This is, let's analyze the slides. So we have two main parts, the yellow block and the green block. At the end of the yellow, we have the master. Now, what does it mean in this case, master fingerprint? So we, first of all, we define a model. So like, I want this frequency of pitches. I want one loop in this position, for example, I write it, right? And then you will have the generation of the fingerprint with exactly the loop where you want, with exactly the density of the ridges that you want. But this image here, does it look real? The answer is no. It doesn't look real. Why? Because during the acquisition, we have different factors that impact on the quality of the fingerprint. And then, once we have the model of the ridge factor in the image, we want to produce the realistic image where we also take into account positioning, and then the noise, translation, deformation, and then we will have, after this process, with addition of noise and other characteristics, we will have the fingerprint image that we can see here. So the actual output of the software is the fingerprint image that we see here with like some noise, which is very different than the master. So the master is the model. Right? Now, so sound means that you cannot hear again. I think that I see that signal is good. Okay, so master is what? Master is the model of the fingerprint that we have at this point. Without the noise, without the positioning simulation, without the deformation parameter, without the noise specifically. Right? So if we are gonna see, yes, the master is synthetically generated as well. So the master is generated from the information that we provide related to the shape, the orientation, the density map, right? And then we add these other characteristics. But now that we are gonna see an example, this will be clearer. So we start from the shape, right? So we are here, fingerprint shape model first step. And then we have, when we click on generate on the interface, this is what we will have, right? So you can also see the little scheme under the slide, actually on the bottom, at the bottom of the slide. Fingerprint shape model, this is what we are doing now. So we can act on the shape of the fingerprint map, right? So we can, for example, move it to the left, right, top and bottom, and this is what we can have. For example, if we reduce the top, the bottom, we will have more background under here, the white part, or up here. So this mask defines the shape of the fingerprint, called as background of the fingerprint image. So we have, and the representation, so the model of the shape used in the tool is based on elliptical segments, as we can see here, right? And then we can act and shape our fingerprint using left and right, top and bottom. If we want it bigger, if we want it smaller, and so on. Then this is how it works. So we can see starting from the positions of the singularities, so because we are going to provide also the singularities, we have a mathematical ridge flow model. These are the authors, so Sherlock and Moore in 1993. And this is what is applied to generate a consistent directional map based on the singularity that we provide, right? Because as I already anticipated, this is the reverse. For the specific case of arch class, Finge uses a sinusoidal function whose frequency and amplitude control the arch curvature. So still, we also analyze this point where we use sinusoidal function to model the ridge pattern, right? And then so there is Lisa who asked the question. So could you please formulate the question? Consistent directional? Yes. So you mean you want to know the meaning of consistent directional? Oh, what does it mean, consistent directional? We are going to understand this very well. So we provide, for example, we want a loop singularity, right? And then we want, for example, a data. Consistent directional map means that we are going to have a global orientation map which takes into account in a consistent way the presence of the singularity point that we want. So it's consistent, it's a map consistent with the singularity point that we want. We are going to see now that we can provide, for example, this is how the ridge pattern is generated. So we can, there are some parameters related to the frequency that we can change. So we can increase the ridge density using this is step 3, density map and ridge pattern generation, right? We have density map and ridge pattern generation at this point. So we can increase the frequency or not. And then at this point, so we are here. So we provide the shape, the directional map based on the singularity point, and then the density map. So 3 steps. At the end of these 3 steps, we can generate the ridge pattern. So we click on Start Ridge Generation, and this is the output of the image that we have. This will be the model, and then we call it master figure, right? So far. Now, directional map. We are in step 2. Okay, so the step Step 1 is fingerprint mask. So we provide the shape of the finger. Once we have the shape of the fingerprint, we can act on the direction of map. So we can decide to have how many singularities we want, and we can decide to have the kind of singularity that we want. For example, here in the first figure, our input is related to the fingerprint class, the left loop. So we want a loop with the left orientation. And then we can see here that in the orientation map, we need to be consistent with respect to the loop that we want here in this point. And we will have a data, a corresponding data at this point. We can also read some description here when we use the tool. And now this is the example when we want the loop class, but we can also have a different class for the loops. Because at this point we only have decided about the mask and then the shape. As we can see, it's the same. But then we can decide to have an arch, right? So we can design the curvature that we like, the direction perturbation that we like, and so on. As we can see, this will be the output. Ridge pattern generation. So after providing the shape, singularities, and then the directional orientation, the density, we can click on generate the pattern, and this is how it's generated. So we will see the process of the generation. This was the original shape that we wanted. This was the density that we wanted. We set in the first case loop and data, and the fingerprint master generated is exactly this one that we see here. On the second case, we generate the arch, and then this is how it's produced, right? So there is this now with writing. So there is a problem. So Lisa mentioned that there is. So where are you, Lisa? Oh, there is a fire alarm. So okay, so I guess you have to leave the. Okay, so what we can do. Okay, so since Lisa, okay, there is a problem of fire alarm to leave the class. Okay, so we can, instead of taking a break in 10 minutes, I mean, as we usually do, yeah, we usually have 10 minutes break after 1 hour. So since there is the fire alarm and you have to, yeah, you have to leave, 6 of you. So we can take the break now, 10 minutes. So we will be back in 10 minutes. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, you are very welcome. So leave because it's very important. So we can continue in 10 minutes. I will be here in 10 minutes. All right. I'm sorry for that. All right. Okay, so can we start? Is the problem solved? That's the problem solved. They're still not there. So 6 of the students are still probably outside the room for the paragraph. So for the rest of the class, if you have questions, so I will wait for them before continuing. But if you have a question about the topic discussed so far or in the previous lecture, we can probably clarify that at this moment. Okay, Lisa probably is back, right? Okay, so everything is right. It's okay, right? Oh, very good. So everything is fine. Okay, good. Glad to hear that. Okay, so we, at this point, since we consider these 10 minutes the normal break that we take, so we can just go ahead until the end, right? So we have more time. So this is an illustration, since you are safe. Yes. Yes, I can. So there is a question from one of you where they ask to summarize how can we use the sphincter. Yeah. This is what I can do. So we can go back to the scheme at this point here. So we have step 1, and then we provide the shape of the fingerprint through the fingerprint map. Then we have the step 2, we provide the singularity points, which defines the directional map and the density information, the frequency of the ridges. After these 3 steps, we can generate the ridge pattern model, and then we have the master. This is what we did so far. Then later we are gonna see how to make it realistic with the addition of noise and all the factors that are related to the acquisition for the fingerprint, and then how do we use it there. So the first step is the fingerprint math that we can define to be larger, higher, or not, so by acting with these parameters, so left, right, top, and bottom. Of course, if the left is restricted, we have anyway a mask like this or not. So the shape is defined at this point. And then we have the step 2. In the step 2, we can provide the singularity point. So after providing the singularity points, a directional orientation map will be generated consistently based on the singularities that we want. And then this will also define the fingerprint path. The third step is the density, right? The density that we have at this point, so ridge density, we can increase the ridge density, so we can decide to have a higher frequency of ridges or not. Mainly the steps. So we can click, there is a start generation button that we can click, and we can observe that the button will be generated based on the features that we want. Now, so starting from the model and then the fingerprint and then the master fingerprint, we can add factors related to the real acquisition, so in the realistic operational environment, which include all the factors that we analyze. So how the user interacts with the sensor, and then all the characteristics that impact quality. For example, so there is another question. What is the main purpose of the application? This is an important question. So we generate large databases of fingers. If I give an example before, for example, if we implement a fingerprint recognition algorithm, which is new, and we want to test it, we cannot test it on 10 people, on fingerprint of 10 people or 50 people, because any trend, any result will not be a scientific claim that we can make. Right? So we cannot consider those results as findings, which are important in time. But so to do that, we need a large database, like thousands of fingerprints, and then we can claim something scientifically. Of course, to generate large databases is very expensive in terms of time and in terms of cost. For example, we got released a database of fingerprints of 500 users from a university where they spend like 6 months to collect them, and it's very expensive at time and also at a cost, because you need to pay the operators that collect the data from 500 users. So the answer is the purpose of the application is to produce large databases fingerprints in order to test new algorithm for fingerprint recognition, which can be at different levels. So not only matching, but also, for example, if we want to analyze other trends, strategies into even the fingerprint classification and so on. I hope this answered the question. Now we are adding, you are very welcome. So now we are adding erosion and dilation. So as we can probably, we don't read very well here, but it's pressure dryness. This is what we can also simulate. So we can simulate it. We have here pressure and dryness of the finger simulation. If they are low, so low pressure is also, so the effect of low pressure is also similar to the high dryness. So we can consider the image corresponding to low pressure and high dryness. So a dry finger will result in this kind of image where the ridges are not in contact with the surface, where the skin is dry, and then low pressure, of course, the ridges are not in contact with the surface of the sensor. We have an average behavior, so average pressure, average dryness in the second image, and then we have, you can also see, or low dryness. So the wet fingerprint, this image will be produced when this parameter will be high pressure or equivalent, the same, in other words, or from the dryness perspective, low dryness, so wet. So I can repeat. we are now simulating the pressure and the dryness. So we can add realistic properties to the synthetic images that we are generating, not starting from the master. Right? So we have the pressure and the dryness. So if the pressure is low, then we will probably have an image where ridges are not in contact with the sensor. The same for high dryness. If the pressure is high and then the dryness is low, we have wet fingerprint image. Of course, it's darker where there is moisture or where the pressure is high. So this is what we expect when the parameter is right. We have erosion operator is applied to simulate dry skin, dilation to operate to simulate wet. So we can apply here and we can start to see how this parameter with interaction of the user with the sensor is taken into account, how the image changes and it is affected. The original image, and this is the master, the one that is produced after the first step, the first 3 steps, and then we have dilation. So the image is becoming darker. Why? Because the pressure is higher or because the finger is wet. Dryness is low, or we have versus this direction, the image is becoming gray, wider, because there is no contact. So we simulate the pressure is low, so the contact between the ridges and the surface of the sensor is lower. We can also simulate skin distortion. Of course, it is very important, skin distortion in during fingerprint acquisition. We can, for example, simulate the finger placement when it is orthogonal. So there is no distortion, and we can expect to have this image, no distortion. But we can simulate non-orthogonal finger placement where we do have a distorted. So the loop, for example, will be distorted, which means the position will be translated and orientation. There will be a rotation as well. Also, this minutia here will be translated and rotated. So there is a distorted. This is a corresponding distorted fingerprint. So very, very powerful tool, very important in simulation. To be realistic, right? Original image, fingerprint master, and distorted. So we apply a distortion to the fingerprint where based on the parameters that we provide and how we want it. Noise. When we add noise, then we want to degrade the data. Yeah. So we discussed that we can extract quality, image quality from the fingerprint image. And now I have a question for you. When we talked about the image quality, first of all, which one is the concept of image quality for fingerprint? What do we mean for image quality? We discussed about an algorithm, NFFU, which can provide an estimate of the quality of the fingerprint image. And then I can recall that it ranges among 5 possible values from 1 to 5. Now, 1 when the quality is high, and 5 when the quality is very low. The question is, which are the factors that impact the quality of the fingerprint? There are different. I expect that you can write in the chat some of them. Yes, so the conditions of the finger, dry finger, it's very good. Low pressure, so the interaction between the user and the sensor, and then what else? Sensor conditions, so for example, the scanning area, if it's small, if it's wide, yes, sensor condition. So the more the condition, of course the conditions, but the aspect, the ergonomics of the sensor, right? Especially scanning area. And what else? In general, like user interaction, scanning area, and the condition of the fingers. So this is, so given that we want to reduce or increase the quality of the image and by adding noise. So noise from this aspect. So we have several factors contribute to the deterioration of the quality of the real fingerprint. So of course we react on the user interaction and then how the contact with the sensor. We can introduce some small cuts on the fingertip and see how the image changes. And then we can also see the presence of pores in the simulator. Why do we do this? Because of course, if we are implementing an algorithm to analyze fingerprint just for fingerprint recognition, we want to see how robust it is with respect to this noise that we are introducing. And we want it to robust. So as you can see, you can increase the level of noise here. Scratches. Smoothing is the filter 3x3 or with bigger size that we can apply to enhance to smooth. Rotation and translation. So we can apply rotation, then we can, for example, increase the rotation here from 0 to at this point to 20 degrees, plus 20 degrees, and we will see that the fingerprint will be rotated all the way down, and then translation. So this is a percentage from 0% to this is 10, this is 10%. Then the application. As some of you asked why we need to use this tool, I will give the answer, but let's remind that we can wish to test the robustness, for example, against fingerprint rotation. So there is still some issues with the voice, or are you okay? Word ending. Word, yeah, I see that signal is green here. So is it better now with the voice? Okay. So we can test the robustness of a verification algorithm versus against the rotation. That's why we want to create rotation and translation in the fingerprint images to test how robust the algorithm is against these variations, right? So there is a question how the translation and rotation probably happen. So we saw yesterday the alignment, right? So we provide parameters that we estimate parameters, and then we need to provide, as you can see from the form, from the interface, we provide the degree of rotation, and this will be added the orientation map, because at this point here, when you are adding rotation and translation, and then this distortion, so you already have in the system the model related to the orientation map. So to that, point by point, you will add the degree provided at this time. When you provide a certain degree, like plus 18 degree, then this will be added to the orientation that you have, and then you can get everything rotated. The same for the translation. But the point, you decide the percentage, and this will be done through a rigid movement, so the translation movement of the point, by adding this percentage to the location perspective. These are like 6 images with different orientation and translation, so we can, this is to the right, to the left, in the center, left and right, so how even the whole originally that we decided is rotated and translated, or just rotated. That example with only rotation, so I don't see any translation here. So again, I want to remind you about some references. So this is slide 22. You will have slides after the lecture. So we have the link where to the university which produced this tool. And in case you want to have the copy of it, this is the reference for the lab which produced the software, right? And then the book chapter. So this is available from the university. You can download the book chapter where the synthetic fingerprint generator is described in details, so you can see details about it. And these are the authors. And you can also read like papers if you are interested about the models, the mathematical model that we anticipated, we just mentioned. So the model of plastic distortion applied during the simulation. The database is generated from the author using the tool, and then the model of noise that we had when generating synthetic figures. Right? So these are more details about the tool and the mathematical usage. Again, summary of how engine works. So we have singularities as a input from which a consistent orientation map is created. We provide the fingerprint mask, the density, and then we build a widget to generate the mask per fingerprint. We can add the noise distortion, and we can simulate condition of the fingers and how the user interacts. Again, another example, step number 1, the math. This is a math with the parameter left, like 1.5. Right top, bottom, so we can see it's very large. The map now at the bottom. This is a kind of, this simulates how large is the background of the fingerprint. And then, of course, this depends also on the scanning data. If it's small, of course, we will have more condition where at the bottom the mask is wide. Okay? Step 2, directional map in this case. Left group and data, yeah, so we already saw and then the range factor. Density, step 3. At this point, at the step 3, we can start the generation. So we click here and we are supposed to see that the fingerprint is growing and it gets generated, the mask. Now, so here we conclude the case study and some examples about usage of Stinger and then how to generate synthetic fingerprint images for large databases usually. Now what we can do is to provide some analyze together some algorithm for fingerprint analysis and then feature estimation that are written in MATLAB. So I don't know if you are familiar with MATLAB, so I can provide you this code because this is a publicly available at this link. So at this link, you can go even now. Like you can download, instead of reading from the slide, if you have a MATLAB installed, for example, you can download from this link the function that we are using. Right? We can then estimate practically given a fingerprint image, so we can read the image in MATLAB. And then after, yes, there is a question from one of you. Is it pixel by pixel? So what do you mean? Related to what? What is pixel by pixel? The question is about the local estimation or the Stinger tool. Okay, the local orientation. Yes, we do. We have in MATLAB, we read the image, so we have a metric for every pixel of the matrix. So we have discretization, right? For every pixel of the matrix, we have the gray level value in the spatial domain. And then when we extract the orientation, we will have a matrix of the same size. And for each pixel, for the corresponding orientation. So we will have a metric out of the extraction where pixel by pixel we have the local ridge orientation. So the answer is yes. The local orientation is provided as a metric, the same size of the image. So we have, this is the function, so we can go some details. So you have it. The goal is to see in practice what we are talking about, right? So the data. If you wanna actually do the estimation of the local ridge orientation, how you can. And this is a function that is publicly available, and you can also copy from the slide as well. So the parameters. This is the name of the function. Im is the image input. So we have gradient sigma, block sigma, and orientation small sigma. These are parameters that we can set based on the image that we have. So these are, you can see there are some suggestions that are very. The block sigma is of course the number of blocks that is related to how we want to divide the image for this analysis, right? So these are the output of the function. We are gonna use only the orientation and not the reliability. So our focus is now on orientation. Orientation is a metric with the same size of the input, but instead of having like intensity values that we have when the original image is loaded, we will have at this point on your image after the application of this function. So we have input, normalized input image, the gradient sigma. This is the sigma that we consider when computing image gradient. Right? So we have, regarding the parameters, in this example, we can use 1 for the gradient sigma, 3 as a block sigma, and then 3 as orientation sigma. We more detail. So we have the computation of the gradient. So these are functions in MATLAB that are already predefined. So these are predefined function in MATLAB that we can build first a Gaussian filter, and then we can compute the gradient with respect to it. Right? So, the filter of the image. So at the end of this operation, we will have, so at the spatial, we create the filter, and then we apply this filter through the gradient function, which is still predefined in MATLAB, in order to obtain the component of the gradient, which is a vector. So we will have an x component, y component, and we, of course, we can compute the magnitude and as we can see here, the x component square, the product between them, and y square, right? Now, because this is a vector gradient, the main operation in this function, so we have how we normalize, how we find the principal direction. So for the reliability, we don't see the reliability right now. What we can see is that we compute, of course, the magnitude, the intensity of the gradient, and the orientation orient im, which is the variable in output, will be normalized as with this formula. So we will have an additional 90 degrees, so that all the ranges will be, all the values will be between 0 and 180. Yeah, there is a question about how to set the parameters. So gradient sigma, block sigma, and orientation. So this is the question that I expected. So we can see an example here that, of course, the optimal parameters is something that we can find based on the specific database, right? So this is an estimation. But therefore, as we can read here, with the figure-to image at the standard resolution of 500 dpi, which is the one that we usually have, as certified by FBI. Like when we acquire an image with the sensor certified by FBI, the resolution is 500 dpi, and then for these kind of images, which are the common one, we can set the parameters like 1 3. This is the answer to your question. And we usually have these images, so the values will be here. This is what we use. Yes, so this is when you use the function, and you can actually do. So how to use this function? When you open MATLAB, or if you are not familiar with MATLAB, you can install on your computer. Then you can download a few public images of fingerprint, and if you don't find them, you're very welcome. If you don't find them, you can write an email to me. I can provide some fingerprint impressions that are publicly available, and then you can read them in MATLAB. So you can look for step number 1. I can write that here. So the steps for, in case you are not familiar with MATLAB. So you want to install MATLAB. If you want to use this function, right? Install MATLAB, and then number 2, download public fingerprint image. Even like 10 of them. There are, if you don't find them, I can provide them to you. There are like some websites where you can easily get 10 images. Like, it's not a problem for 10 images or even less. Try to write here. Then step number 3 will be read images in MATLAB. And then the function is imread, right? Once you read the image, then you can apply to, you will need to do segmentation, so I can provide some other details. But if you want to just use this function to estimate the local range orientation, then your IM will be the fingerprint image. Then you will use 1, 3, and 3, and then your only output will be of interest, orientation. This will be the matrix of the orientation that we want. For example, we can also visualize. So this is our fingerprint image. So there is a request, so I can provide fingerprint images to you. Yes, I will provide a data set, a small data set of fingerprints, or to you, so that you can play a little bit with this function. So is it clear? The voice, right? Still clear, still. Yeah, I see that. My signal is green, so I think you should be fine with the voice, right? And now after running that function, and then this is the input that image input that we use to run the function. We can apply the function that estimates the orientation map, and then we can have as output this kind of information. So there is a way to visualize the orientation map, and this is what we can produce starting from this video. So in this case, right? So we expect that orient map will be this metric. So pixel by pixel, for example, if we have like 50 degree, then we can draw this line. We have 90 degree and so on, point by point. So this is the orientation estimation that after the lecture, I will provide. So there is a space where I can upload all my materials. You can go there where you found the chapter 2 and the other papers. You can also find, I will add the code, MATLAB code, so that you can practice, and the guidance, so some guidelines about how to proceed in order to visualize. First determine the orientation map and then visualize it. So this is what we did. So let's summarize now very quickly what we did so far, what we discussed so far. First of all, the syntax. So how to generate synthetically a large database. Then we discussed how to use the MATLAB code to estimate the orientation map. So these are practical things. And then now we want to do some more analysis of the figure, right? So in one of the lectures, we discussed an analysis in frequency domain with Fourier. So I hope you remember. There is also another kind of analysis that we can do. So in Fourier, we went from the time domain to the frequency and using information about the location. So which means once we transform the signal in Fourier, we know the intensity of the change, so the frequency. But we don't know exactly where in the image it happens, right? So the component indicates the magnitude, not the location. With the wavelet analysis, we will see that we can also get information about the location of the change. So it's more, we have more information during the analysis that we do. Right? So how the wavelet analysis works, right? We have a time scale region, time and scale. So let's define a wavelet first. What is the wavelet? Is a waveform of limited duration that has an average value of 0. So for example, a wavelet can be presented here. We have sinusoidal function with initial parameters, which is equal to 1. What we do during the wavelet analysis is that we can break up the signal in scale and shift directions of another wavelet. For example, this may be another wavelet, sinusoidal function. We can decrease the scale by increasing here the field, and then we will have higher frequency. So same signal with a scaled version. Then we can increase more the frequency by factor 2 and obtain the third signal, the third version of scaled mother wavelet. So if this is the wavelet that we consider as a mother, then we can scale it by factor 2 and obtain a higher frequency signal and more higher frequency. Here another figure which is related to a general signal. Here it is sinusoidal, this is general. So with the sinus signal at the low scale, which means so low scale reduced by factor 2, increase of frequency, and then high scale, so low frequency. These are some concepts that you probably already have. If you have questions about this part, just let me know. We can discuss more. So this is an introduction. The wavelet procedure. The wavelet procedure is we have the mother wavelet or scale and we want to compute the correlation between the portion of the signal and the wavelet at this point. So we will have a certain value of the correlation. And then we shift the wavelet and we compute the correlation of this portion of the signal and so on. We repeat for all the possible scales. This is a general wavelet. But for an image, we need to apply the discrete wavelet transform. So we cannot use all the possible values of the scales. We use discrete values, and then we will need to design filter. So we will have the original image. There is a question, so I want to just stop it, answer. So how do we create a wavelet signal from the original? Yeah, this is a question. So we can decide the wavelet mother. Yeah. So represent here a base signal that we want to use as approximation or to approximate the voice. Okay, so the voice now is better. Can you hear me? Oh, it's not clear, the voice. So it's the voice, or I'm repeating, the voice is better or not? I want to check. Yeah, it's a little bit low, but okay, now it's okay. Very good. Now, so the wavelet. We have a signal in input, which can be, for example, the one in black, right? We are discussing now this analysis for one dimension. The signal, the image is two dimensional. So we will extend this concept to the two-dimensional case. For one dimension, we have an input signal, and we want to approximate it somehow. So we decide among known functions, like the mother wavelet. For example, the sinusoidal function. The sin of t is our mother wavelet, right? And then, in order to make it like similar to the given input signal, we can scale it by a factor of 2, which means increase of frequency, right? So this is how we obtain scaled version of the mother wavelet. So the mother wavelet is just chosen among known signals, and then we can scale them or shift in time, right? So we can add time to the period. So this is how we obtain from the mother wave scale version and shifted version. Why we want to do that? Because we want to use them when applying correlation between portions of the signal and then we want to see the signal at different frequency. So scaled and shifted version are still, so the wavelet is, yes, so is the analysis that we do, because the name comes from the fact that we use a mother, the original wavelet that we change, in which we change the frequency. Yes. So now, how can we apply to images? So first, we are still in the discrete domain, so we cannot use all the possible scales, so we just use subset out of the obtain them with low pass and high pass filters. So given the signal, so we are still in one dimension, we can apply a low pass where which kind of frequency I will have as output of the low pass filter. So low pass filter, I will have applied to the input signal, will provide the approximation. So I will only have low frequency component, and then the approximation, high scale, so low frequency component. And then we can apply the high pass filter to the signal and obtain the tail, which are high frequency components. Right? So the tails of the input are obtained by applying high pass filter, and then we will have only high frequency component, while the approximation is obtained by applying a low pass filter, and then we have in the output of this filtering only low frequency components. So we design two complementary filters for the signal. We want to apply it to the image. How can we do that? This should be a test. Since we have two dimensions, we can apply it to the horizontal and the vertical dimension. Since we have two filters, how many output can we have? So this is the image, right? We apply low pass filter and high pass filter to the horizontal axis, and then the low pass filter, high pass to the vertical axis. How many output can we have? Let's use the whiteboard so that for example, this is the image that we have. If you get the image, and then we have low pass filter and high pass filter. So in the first, for example, we do some filtering, right? And then I can apply through the vertical axis low pass and horizontal low pass. And now we have a certain output. Or I can apply low pass and high pass. So we will have low, low high output. And then what else? I can apply high and low. So high and low. Or low vertical and high, low vertical. Because here we don't have a signal one dimension. like the signal one dimension. Here we have an image, so we have two dimensions to consider when filtering it. So we will have 1, 2, 3, 4 output, 4 matrices of coefficients. Yes, we can take high too. Oh yeah, but this was here. The last one is high. So low, high, low, high. We have 4 possible cases, 4 possible outputs from this analysis. So here we have low component, low, high, low, high. So the details will be these 3 outputs. This will be the detail. These are matrices of coefficients. Detail. And then here will be our approximation. Low frequency component in both directions, horizontal and vertical. So LL is the output that we obtain. So this is the image. We apply the low pass filter to the horizontal axis and to the vertical axis, and then we obtain a matrix of coefficients which indicate the correlation between the portion of the signal and the scaled or shifted version of the manifold. So in the low, we have the approximation of the image, which means low frequency component for both horizontal and vertical axis. So is it clear? Yes, the approximation. Okay. So I hope I answered to the question, so we can see now the visual output for the case of fingerprint. So we are now applying the wavelet analysis, which can be done at multiple levels, to a fingerprint image. Right? So we have the fingerprint, and then we apply the 2 filters, so 2-dimensional 2 filters. We have low pass, and then we have approximation, horizontal details, which means low, high, vertical detail, high, low, diagonal detail, high. So these are 3 outputs with high frequency component, while the approximation has only low frequency component in both directions. And these are visually what we have. So once these are matrices, we can show them, and we will have, these are the details. Yeah. Specifically which point? So we start from the image, the fingerprint, and we want to apply the wavelet analysis. So we have 2 filters and 4 possible outputs. When we apply in both directions, X and Y, the low pass filter, then we will have the approximation, right? So we can see here. So approximation, low. And detail, low, high, so we can have vertical, horizontal, and diagonal detail. We could back to the slide. we apply this filtering at the first level, and then approximation, horizontal, vertical, and diagonal. High frequency information in the last product, and approximation low frequency information in the first product. We, as a mother wavelet, we use the Debussy family, one of from the Debussy family, which approximates very well the rich factor. So we use this as mother original wavelet to be scale and shift. We can see at the first level with higher resolution how these details look like, right? How these details look like here. And then we can repeat. We can take the approximation, apply one more time the wavelet, and we will have again approximation and details from the product generated that first wavelet. And so on. We can proceed by reducing the scale as you can see. So until the sixth layer, very well. So only the approximation is further decomposed, but the details remain in after. As you can see, this product are details up level 1, details up level 2, 3, and so on. And we can, for example, extract some information about the complexity of the signal based on information related to this frequency that we find. So why are we analyzing in the wavelet domain the finger? Because we want to characterize the complexity of the rich factor. Right? For example, it's a general information, but which it can help in some studies. Some more details about I can share with you this code, but yeah, you can probably. So this is the link where it's available this code. That so it's about how to implement in MATLAB the wavelet decomposition, right? So you will have a function to segment the fingerprint image, which removes the background and only focus on the foreground where the factor of interest. So we do some, okay, the results is not necessary, and this is the function that can be applied to decompose the wavelet. So we can see this is the input image converted to variable, and then 6 is the number of the level of decomposition that we want to apply. PV8 is the kind of known function that you want to use as mother wavelet. The output will be coefficient C, so correlation coefficient. X is just a way to index them, so we can just focus on this. And then there are functions to extract coefficients of the approximation up, or coefficient of the decay. So that's decay coefficient, horizontal, vertical, and diagonal. So these are, and then you can, for example, extract from these matrices here the entropy. Right? The entropy in this track is so that you analyze how low frequency components are, how skill are for this fingerprint in order to, for example, distinguish from male and female or in other studies that you want to do. So there is a question that I want to read. Does one level decomposition first image around DPI? I don't think it's clear the question. So level 1 decomposition, first image for 100 DPI. So do you mean, do you want to know the resolution that we apply? Okay, so the image that, yeah, this is also important aspect. So the image that we use as input here, it's an image with 500 DPI. And then what we do, if we reduce it, right? So we analyze the image at different scale. So to reduce the resolution, and then we analyze at different scale. Some factors that are not evident in at 500 DPI, right? So they can be evident in different domains, so for example. So they may be more evident. Yeah. So you can still hear me. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So here the code. So you can, after reading the image, so you can apply this code and obtain the product of the 6th level decomposition of wavelet. Right? So you have at this point a tool to analyze the fingerprint in the frequency domain. So the question is, the resolution can be less. You want to use like the 500 DPI so that you start with more information. You don't want to use older sensors like a less resolution. And then you can rescale it. You can scale it so that you can see from a different perspective the image, the same image, right? But now what is important that you are able to analyze the frequency component of a fingerprint. Okay? So where the discontinuities are, for example, the big changes, they will correspond to high frequency, right? So this is how we can differentiate more frequency and some patterns. So for example, even the quality, the image quality and frequency information are very correlated. They are the same thing. They're very much the same information. Right? So if the quality is low, how will be the frequency? How the frequency component change? So you can think about it, and then next week I will ask again so that you can also see. frequency analysis, so the analysis in the frequency domain of a fingerprint, and how it relates to the quality. For example, low quality fingerprint, high quality versus high quality fingerprint, how the spectrum, how the frequency component would change when going from low frequency to high, and when going to low quality to high quality, how the corresponding frequency component change. Or in other words, how does the quality information impact frequency? Yes, how. So we can discuss more next week about that, right? So we will also see next lecture some issues that are currently being solved by researchers related to fingerprint recognition, and also specifically we will have a lecture about the enhancement of the fingerprint image. It's a very important topic, and how to use the specific frequency information, right? So we can actually see some other image process technique related to the fingerprint image. So we can estimate the coarseness of the surface of the fingerprint, for example. This is very interesting. So we can define the noise, the residual noise, at n of x and y, which is the image, and the difference between the original image and the corresponding denoised version. So we have the original image, denoised version. For denoised version is an image denoised, so we filter. We apply a filter to it, for example, a medium filter, and then the output is the denoised image. So the original, the denoise, and then the residual noise. So if we consider fingerprint of female as the first case and the fingerprint from male as the second case, when estimating the residual noise after filtering them, we can find them different. Yes, the observation here, as I don't know how many of you remember this, when we defined the ridge factor, I mentioned that the ridge count, so the number of ridges, is usually higher in female than male. So we can use this different to automatically distinguish between male and female, right? And how automatically we need to process image somehow. For example, we can determine the noise residual and estimate, let's say, the standard deviation. So this value, standard deviation, will be a way to separate between male and female based on fingerprints, right? We usually separate between male and female using the face, which is more natural. But it's something that we can do now. Actually, it's not very accurate, like 100%, 90%, not yet, but very close. So we can separate automatically. There are some questions, so this is a very interesting topic. I know it's nice that I receive questions. So, the noise residual differs from one other. Yes, one other you mean in these two cases. These are, we have this image right here as difference between original and the noise. If we want to characterize the difference, we can, for example, estimate the standard deviation of noise residual and observe that the value is different when you do from female and male, right? So the difference depends on what? So the main observation is that in female, the ridge count is higher than female. So of course, this density is reflected when you denoise it, because you apply the filter and then the response to the filter. So you can consider the residual noise after the difference, and the standard deviation will be different. So this is a way that we can proceed. There is a meaning, of course, because we are talking about estimating the coarseness. So when you have higher density of the region, the surface is probably coarser than when you have a less ridge count. So using the coarseness indicator, so the surface coarseness indicator, we can, for example, find one feature to discriminate between male and female. It won't be very accurate, but it's something, it's an information that we can use together with other things. Yeah, so the sound is, how is the sound now? We had, I see the signal is green here. Okay, so I can repeat the answer. So the question that is asked is the difference depends on what? In noise residual. So I can answer. We are with the noise residual. We are fine. So this noise residual is a method to estimate the coarseness of the fingerprint, right? So it's clear so far. If in female we have higher ridge count than male, of course the coarseness will be different, right? Is it clear so far, Lisa? So do you agree that for a higher, let's say in female we have a thinner skin, so higher density in ridges. This will impact the coarseness, right, of the surface in female compared to male. Do you agree? Oh, the problem is the sound. Well, now you can understand, or so what I can do. Okay, now you can hear. Otherwise, I can write in the chat. But if you can hear now, yes. So I can repeat the concept, right? We have, now it's okay. So this residual noise that we defined here, this residual noise is a method to estimate the surface coarseness in the fingerprint, right? The physical observation is that female they have thinner skin, then they have higher density, which means higher ridge count than male. This will impact the coarseness of the surface. So there are different coarseness differences in coarseness between male and female, and the residual noise is a coarseness indicator, so we can use it to distinguish between gender. It won't be like accurate 100%, but this is an information that can help to separate male and female, which is important in some of the applications. And the separation is done only using the fingerprint image, right? Now, is it clear? Did I answer your question? So the difference between male and female in fingerprint, as I mentioned, so I can probably write. So the physical is that the ridge count in female is higher than male. Then this impacts the coarseness. Since the noise residual is an indicator of coarseness, then we can use it to discriminate automatically between genders. Is it better? Did I answer? Okay, now, okay. So so we need to, the time is over, so we have 2 minutes late then in the lecture.